Yes, so we can start. DraftKings is an American daily fantasy sports contest and sports betting operator. So I have been with the company for over a year now. So DraftKings is such a fast-growing company in a very exciting industry. So when I joined, and the company was only merely a few hundred people, and now it's several thousand people already. So in order to grow that fast, and then so we have faced a lot of transitions from transitioning from agency to in-house. We're growing from operating more like a startup to a more mature, established, analytics-driven, data-driven company. And so I would like to talk about a lot of the things that we've done in the past few years. So my team is this paid search team, and my team consists of paid search, SEO, and we work very closely with all the other online marketing channels, such as offline TV partnerships and also paid social and programmatic. So my team is really thriving for aiming for search excellency. And so as you can see, that automation and audiences are two of the major parts that we're trying to accomplish. Automation is something that we're actually currently trying to do with smart bidding, with budget management, and also, the most importantly, seasonality prediction. Audience is a big kind of a tricky part. The reason is in Google, for example, Google search. So we're now allowed to actually target any audiences just because of regulation of the sports industry. Then what do we do? So we're trying to target, to understand the user profile through our other online marketing channels, and then we manipulate our ad copies, our bid strategies, and our keyword reach strategies to get to those audiences. A few other things that's really important is mobile speed, creative excellence, and also last click attribution. So the attribution part is really something that we've been working on for the past year or so. So we have been thinking about for now we've been thinking about how to kind of be a top player in the market. So our team, my search team, started in 2019. That's when Google online sports betting actually started to open up. New Jersey was our first state to do online sports betting. And then the end of 2019, we started doing online casino, which is iGaming. Daily fantasy sports has been an anchor product of our company. And then we are now trying to focus on the growth markets of iGaming and sportsbook. Defining market position, and also our tactics are mostly emphasizing on reach and share of voice. So we want to be there when the users is thinking of us. We want to be there when a new market is open up. So that's really has been what we've been trying to go after. And then now that we're entering 2021, so we're really trying to think about efficiency and how do we scale and continue to grow. And now that's where this cross-platform attribution that's coming in. So for the past year or so, my company has been really working on trying to redefining cross-channel attribution with different MMP providers, with different tools and platform analytics, sophisticated analytical tools to try to understand that the impact of one marketing channel on the other. We're doing TV analysis. We're looking at TV spots, how that impact our brand spend, brand reach. We're also looking at the brand versus generic and competitor, kind of the cross category incrementality. We're also at the same time looking at not just last click model, but also first click, cross click, and weighted, and all different kind of way to measure the value of our TV and all the value of our search buy. Overall, I think that for my search team, we really have been trying to focus on, measurement, data, and testing. And then moving forward, we're gonna focus more on automation. So the teams team building and operational part has always been a big part. We finished our transition from agency to in-house last year in 2020. We've since launched the restructure of our campaigns based on the kind of status of the market for each category. So because we have daily fantasy sports that have been our anchor product, I've been running for a while. Now it's kind of hitting this red ocean. We're a dominant player. Then where do we go there? And now we also have two major growth market, online sports book and also iGaming. And then how do we continue to be a top player in those fields, and how do we continue to acquire players efficiently and effectively, what tactics we should go. So those are kind of things that we've been actively trying to consider. So in terms of like more details of what we're doing, so I would like to say that, in terms of we were defining go-to-market strategy, in terms of our SOV, in terms of our budget, we were not afraid of pushing for media spend, of course. And you might recall that during the NFL Super Bowl 2021, you probably have recalled seeing our DraftKings TV commercials during the playtime. And last year, we were really focusing on building the infrastructure. So we migrated and integrated with different MMP providers, and we redefined our attribution across all of our growth channels. That was a very large accomplishment because then we are able actually to see the kind of cross-channel impact of let's say paid social on YouTube, and YouTube on UAC on GD on the display network. So we're actually able to look at all of our growth channels more holistically and implement more advanced analytics tactics to look at forecast pacing as well as measuring of our performance. So moving forward, 2021 and in a few years ahead, we're continue trying to redefine how we look at our metrics. Like, are we going after the right audience? Are we actually like wasting money on buy, or should we be more efficient? Should we continue to deploy our tactics on different market and geo? So we're going to go into a more granular level. So we have more states that's coming up. Virginia is going to be opening up in Google. We were just having, New Jersey launched in 2019 as a product. And now we have over 10, 20, sportsbook and the new states that's coming up. That's very, very exciting. So in terms of enhanced sophistication and automation, so we're going to have more like data scientists to look into building an in-house bidding algorithm, leveraging the internal fee structure to increase our dynamic ad creation overall. So we're just gonna try to focus on the automation part to try to manage our campaigns more smartly and more effectively.
Thanks, Julia. That was super insightful. Very interesting to hear your story and your journey that's ahead of you. A few questions I have for you. First one is, because I think lots of the people attending this call are sort of sitting in a similar situation. How have you built up your search team from an organizational and a people perspective? I can imagine a lot of changes happen at the same time if you're growing so fast and if you're building up a search team yourself. It would be super interesting to learn a little bit how the journey has looked like for you and the things you've done. What has gone right, what has not gone right, so the audience can learn from you.
Yes, absolutely. We transitioned from agency to in-house at 100% last year during COVID. So one of the reasons that we wanted to transition to in-house was that we were building a cross-platform attribution. We were integrating with different MMP provider, and we wanted to have a full control from an and back end when it comes to marketing strategy and deployment of the marketing strategy. We had a wonderful agency team and PI folks. They helped us a lot. They were also helping us to transition into in-house. So some of the challenges like facing in-house was when we were working with the agency, we were running a skeleton team. So then we needed to hire many different roles to expand our team. So over year, we've grown from just a team of few people to a team of close to 10 people. It's very exciting growth just within the year, just for the paid search team. And also at the same time that we also needed to kind of define the role based on different skill set. We want to bring talents in through different backgrounds. So we have hired people with agency background, with in-house background. Some of them have a more of a reporting analytics background. Some of them are more technical. Some of them are more kind of campaign and client facing. And so that actually really helped to kind of bring in the diversity and skill set to an in-house team. Also, another one was the peak capacity issue. So as you know, the NFL is our busiest season. And so we actually have to really focus on Sunday football games, Thursday night football games, sometimes even Monday night football games, and the performance, our strategies, bid optimizations, and all that. And how do we utilize our current team resource, like in-house team resource, to cover those tasks, cover reporting, and making sure all the performance on track? That was also a challenge. So we were able to define a schedule based on everyone's flexibility and also based on everyone's skill set, and that actually worked out really well in the end.
That's great. It's nice to hear that such an ambitious plan of growing and building out this team in a COVID situation where there's hyper growth in the organization really worked for you. And it's nice to hear that we were able to contribute to it as well, Julia. So that's good to hear. Another question I have for you from an automation perspective, because this again is something lots of our clients are focusing on, specifically around search. How do we get these pieces right? How do we get it in play the right way? What can you say about how you're currently doing it at DraftKings? What's on the horizon for you? Which tactics are you employing there? So we can all learn from that.
Yes, search actually, paid search, especially in Google search, has changed a lot over the years. Google has changed their ad formatting from ETAs to RSAs. They're also changing keyword match types from BMM to, let's say, broad only, and phrase match is coming back. So all these changes are definitely new changes, and so we are trying to use automation to incorporate all these changes into our automation as well. So one of the examples is that we're trying to have live odds. Live odds, as you know, they changes like real time. We're trying to incorporate live odds into our ad copies. That's part of our dynamic ad creation process. And so we're utilizing we're putting live odds into a live Google feed, and then we're feeding the feed server to server into Google AdWords, and then we're pulling those data into our ad copies for campaigns and ad groups. So that's one thing we're trying to do. Another one we're trying to do is to kind of using bid algorithms to try to incorporate the historical data and also the lack of historical data, just given how young this industry is, into bid optimization, giving a lot of weight to current events, giving a lot of weight to events that haven't even started. For example, UAC is not like that every Thursday of the month is the UAC. It's really like Saturday is UAC, next month on the third Saturday is a UAC, a UFC. So that's something that we're trying to kind of predict based on the time of the event, the date of the event, instead of just based on historical data for the bid algorithms.
Makes sense. It's interesting to understand that indeed you're operating in a space that's so new in the US that not a lot of historical data exists. So you sort of have to plot out your own destiny, be super smart, and I guess competition must be growing as well in the states that open up, right? So looking at that, looking at the competition heating up, looking at what's going on in your space, what is one of the key trends that you would like to indicate that's happening across sports betting or across iGaming that's interesting for the audience to hear about and potentially something they can learn from?
Yes, like you said, the competition is definitely picking up right now as this industry is becoming more and more established. So daily fantasy sports is the first anchor product of the industry, and then now is kind of hitting a very mature market. And so in my opinion, that's where sportsbook is going to be based on geo. So New Jersey was our first campaign. It was our first, state that opened up. And then now New Jersey, we have definitely started to see a lot of competition that's opening up. But we are also facing a lot of new growth opportunities in states that has never opened up before, states that we're still in negotiation, and iGaming, which is a new and exciting industry that is, online casino. And so people are just starting to transition from land-based physical casino hotels to online to play them online. So all these are like new kind of exciting kind of verticals that is still in the growth phase. And so we definitely have to treat them very differently. So when there's competition that is here, we have to change our mindset. It's not just going after share of voice anymore. We have to go after like how can we be more creative of going after incremental users, because the majority of users already being acquired. But when it comes to new states, it's more of putting ourselves out there and making sure people are thinking of DraftKings when they are, trying to try out any product for the first time.
Yeah. It's very interesting. It's almost you're fighting a 50 horse battle, right? I mean, every state has a different sense of maturity that you need to deal with, different regulations, different opportunities. Super interesting. I think you guys have really set yourselves up for success in this hyper growth phase that you're entering. Super interesting to hear from you, Julia. Thanks a lot for all the information you've shared with us. Super nice. We'll keep our eyes peeled to your success.